Howdy friends, it's Annie out here from the cornfield on the Fruited Plains. Speeding up a little bit, I've almost got this patch done. Try to show you out here. We moved to a different field. Really pretty out here. So, what are y'all doing today? Friday, are you going trick-or-treating? Me neither. I'm gonna go corn picking. We got a little late start today. We had to build some fence for the old cows that are getting out of the pasture. They wanted to eat some leftover corn out in the corn stalk field. So, can't blame them for that. So you guys still buying today? Sounds like a good idea, in my opinion. No financial advice from me, that's for sure. I was just listening to this one dude go screaming on a different channel about his Bitcoin. I just want to say, dude, I have got a lot of Bitcoin right here. And he basically said, if you're not buying Bitcoin, sorry about the fingers, you ain't buying Bitcoin, you're stupid. What he said. Interestingly, this guy always takes his videos down right after he goes live. So, there's that. Yep. Looks to me like a good time to be stacking silver, stacking food. I heard one guy this morning telling about going into Dollar General, and it was in Alabama. Some of you probably heard it too. The Dollar General was mostly wiped out by people that went in there, topped off their October EBT cards, and then they go over to the food bank and get the freebies. So, looks to me like they've got the system figured out pretty good. I just hope nobody goes hungry over this business that's going on. Did you hear Trump? Him and some of the president's men are on secret military bases in bunkers, and that he's hired a whole bunch of National Guard people to be 24-hour ready to go. And I think by, if I'm not mistaken, April 1st is when they're supposed to have this all lined up. And another one that I heard, now this is just what I heard, you can fact check me or not, don't care. Trump is trying to hire honest, patriotic people to come to Washington, D.C. and sign up. And I'm thinking, seriously, most honest, patriotic people I know, like, they just don't trust the government at all now. Just me, it's my opinion. I mean, I don't know how that business is going to shake out, and I really don't know what's coming down the pipeline. Apparently they do. Sure, it doesn't have nothing to do with the 30,000 young men from Asia that looked like they were all of military age and very fit that are running around in our country. And I'm sure it's got nothing to do with that. Here, I'll show you out here. Sorry about the wiper. Let's see if I can get you a view. right when I looked, silver was bouncing between $48 and $49. So, I don't know. When you stop and think about Jamie Dimon running the COMEX, I mean, is it just me or is that a little bit crazy? The guy got fined and his company $920 million and a bunch of felonies. They're, you know, it's like the fox guard the hen house right there. Yep, this is the times we're in. So, I wanted to give a little update on Pumpkin, my gray tuxedo kitty he's about 14. I gotta turn, sorry. He's still going. We're still giving him some medicine. He's not doing great. And I really feel like, hold on, pay attention here. I feel like Pumpkin may have had a stroke. So, I don't know, he's starting to eat a little bit, and he's drinking pretty good. So, to all of you that said a prayer for my kitty or several, thank you. I know some people think it's dumb, and I don't care. We all, those of us that have animals, we love our animals. They become part of your family. It's just how it is. Something else I was going to talk to you about. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. I'm going to try. In the summer of 2022, because, let me back up just a smidge. You guys know I like to talk about stacking, food preparation and preparedness, and security. I'm big on that. You know, brass and lead are as important as gold and silver, in my opinion. Anyway, in the summer of 22, we let our girls go to summer Bible camp out there in South Dakota. They've done it before. They've had a great time. They get out there, we get a notice, a mass text the next day. Well, we're sorry to inform you, but a couple of the kids at camp tested positive for COVID. Okay, so the day before the girls were slated to come home, the camp nurse calls me and tells me that our little Susie is running a high fever, just sick, and they're going to take her to urgent care. I said, okay. Next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call from the ward secretary at this urgent care facility. Ma'am, we've got to give your kid a little poke in the arm of some newfangled medicine. And I said, why? And they said, well, she tested positive. And I'm like, well, she tested positive. There ain't no sense in giving her nothing now. Well, she said, I'm going to let you talk to the nurse. And I'm like, that's cool. The nurse gets on the phone, tells me she's an RN. And I said, well, that's great. I am too. Let's talk. She goes, well, we want to give your little girl here a shot of this stuff. And I'm like, nope. And she goes, well, what do you expect us to do? And I'm like, I'm not there, so I can't really tell you. Well, they ended up giving her a dose of Tylenol, sending me a bill for $500+ and sent her home. Well, the girls got home the next day. We went to pick them up, and they were both sick. They both had high fevers. Excuse me. We take them home, put them to bed, treat the symptoms, Tylenol, wet, moist, cool washcloth to the forehead and the back of the neck, and lots of fluids. 2 days later, the kids were feeling a lot better. However, my husband got real sick, so I had to take him to the doctor. They ended up admitting him because he had double pneumonia. He was sick. They were going to give him an experimental medication or two while I was there, and they were going to kick me out of the hospital. I refused to leave. They made me sign a waiver, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I stayed at the hospital with him for 3 days, and during that time, they wouldn't let me leave the room. And I remember while I was there, I mostly stayed in the recliner, and they told me you can't leave. I mean, I don't even remember eating anything there. I do remember that I didn't feel very great. Well, on the third day, my husband started feeling better. So that night I went home. I don't remember driving home, but I do remember when I got there, I was freaked out. And this is for the ladies and on the heels of security, okay? I had went to the bathroom. I had to use the restroom in the hospital room since they wouldn't let me leave. Well, while I was there, I laid Stella on the shelf by the toilet seat, and I went off and left her. So when I got home, I called my husband frantically, and I said, I left Stella in the bathroom, go get her and hide her before you come home. And fortunately, he did that. And I did not get caught, because Lord knows what would happen if anybody would have found Stella. The point of my story here is, ladies, I do not carry in my purse anymore. My husband got me a little holster for Stella, and she's always on my person. So be extra careful if you have to go use the facilities. Always make sure that you got everything put together properly before you leave that stall. Sorry. Oh, hang on a second. I'm on the wrong road. It's just a little precautionary reminder. I heard about a policewoman who had done the exact same thing. She didn't have the good excuse that she had COVID when that happened to her, and a bunch of people got pretty mad at her. But this is just a reminder, ladies, if you carry in your purse, that's one thing. The reason I stopped doing that is because I just figured if anybody ever grabbed my purse, then there goes Stella. So I always carry. I always carry. So anyway, I guess I've went on long enough. Hope you guys are out there stacking and staying safe. Be sure to keep stacking your food. Keep your head on a swivel always, always, always. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Give your loved ones a hug and tell them you love them. God bless you all. This is Annie, and I'm out.